Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm MichaelJMAD and we are playing Planet Coaster on the YouTube park. Now this park, again, hasn't got a name, so if you think of a name that you'd like, think would be cool, throw it in the comment section down below and we will see what we can come up with. Now I start working on the area over on the other side of the train tracks, try to build that area up over there, and during the process of this I remember, oh hey, I think we're going to be getting an update soon. I remember reading something about that, so I went and looked, and yes, they are going to be coming up with an update on the 15th, which is going to be adding in, I believe, some new scenery, some new holiday items, possibly a new flat ride. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they are going to be adding in some new things. So I decided I was going to wait on that to see what we get on the 15th, and started on this project, which is entirely too big. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated it to be, even though I did build those walls 20 by 20, and I am using a wooden coaster. So, yeah. Anyway, the idea behind this roller coaster is going to be indoor, enclosed, you know, you never go outside kind of deal. And what I was hoping for when I did this was that when I put a roof on it, that it would be completely dark inside, and then I could do some atmospherics, or some atmosphere, yeah, make it a bit more words. I could do some fancy things with lights and make it look cool, since I can't say the other thing. So I use the walls there to kind of line up my station, where my station's going to be. And actually, this is a good way to build if you're definitely going to be building inside of a building, is to line it up like that with a grid section, and then build your building off of that grid section. I haven't figured out the building off of the station grid section. Every time I do that, it seems to make its own building, and it doesn't actually click to the coaster grid section. So I'm probably doing something wrong there, but we'll see. Anyway, in the special effects, so if you're looking for these, I believe they're in the scenery. Yeah, I believe it's in scenery. They're called coaster doors, and you can use those doors as triggers. You can actually trigger them with a ride, and it will open up those doors, and then you can set the delay and everything like that. Really handy little thing if you want to build something that's sectioned off or separated. Now, as we're building here and things like that, since I spend a lot of time on this project, and that was kind of my mistake. I should have separated the project out a little bit and done it over multiple episodes. But anyway, I will talk a little bit about some things that are going on. If you're interested in Hello Neighbor has announced, this was a couple of days ago, that they are going to be releasing Alpha 3 on, I believe it's the 22nd. So yeah, we're going to get Hello Neighbor Alpha 3, which apparently they're showing there's another house. Some of the videos and things that I've seen of it, though, there's another house and things like that that's going to be interesting to look at. Now, also what Hello Neighbor has announced is you can get the pre-alpha. So the version of Hello Neighbor that was pre-alpha, you can get that completely free. You can go to their website and download it and play it. And it's actually a really cool version of the game. It's fairly early, but it's a really cool version of the game. Also, I don't know if I covered this on the last video, but the angle snap on your editor, your track editor, if you set that to like 15 degrees or something like that, you can make perfectly straight tracks, perfectly level tracks. And I kind of derped when I was talking about that before. I still do kind of wish that there was some sort of like dial or something that would say, you know, hey, you are curved to this amount of degrees or this much, like they do on the bank. I think that would make the free build a lot more user-friendly. So maybe we'll see something like that. I have actually suggested that on the forum under the suggestions. So if you'd like to see that, go on there and, you know, back me on that. As far as this roller coaster goes, it's all going to be completely inside, and right now with the way the building works, since during the day, there's still so much light in there it completely breaks it. You have to run this roller coaster at night to get the effect that I was going for. And you'll see at the end of it what I was kind of going for. It actually works out really nicely. Another really cool thing on here is when you're actually building the roller coaster, or you can actually select the section and go to the Advanced tab. Now the Advanced tab on your coaster track setting thing. So down there where the clipboard is, and then the other one, I don't know what to call it, like a menu icon, you can click on that and that's your Advanced tab. You can actually control the speed of the drive tires and the chain lifts. Now I haven't looked, and I should have, I haven't looked to see if you can actually control like braking force and things like that of the block stations or the trim brakes. I'll try to remember to do that in the next video and kind of go from there. Other news that's going on, let's see, I talked about Hello Neighbor, Planet Coaster's update on the 15th. I've been playing, or I have played a little bit with Kirby, the Hunter. Now this is in light. I wanted to see if it was any good, see how it was, because I've played the Kerberos games before on the PlayStation and on the Wii and absolutely loved them. The Hunter is actually coming out with a new game. Now this isn't a DLC, this is going to be a completely standalone game. It's being done on a new engine, and the whole thing is going to be brand new. So all the AI is going to be getting revamped so the AI performs better, and this is going to be called, and I'm kind of all over the place again, I'm sorry, it's called The Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, as I said, they're revamping the AI, and from what I've seen from videos from IGP, was it IGP? No, it wasn't IGP. It was Blitz and C-Top. The multiplayer is running beautifully smooth on it, and the actual mechanic of, say, herding or packing is working amazingly well. Now, I played the Hunter Classic with Kirby for about an hour and a half, and in that hour and a half time, I tracked a white-tailed deer and never did see the thing. So, I was doing something wrong, and I got an idea what I was doing wrong now, after watching some more videos and things of other YouTubers and stuff. I got a fair idea what I did wrong. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be a completely standalone, so it's going to be a one-time fee, and they're saying that they're going to shoot for like $30, but this is subject to change, and this is said on their website. So we're getting a standalone game, which is kind of the reason why I've never played the Hunter before, was because I didn't like the idea of paying for a monthly oops, sorry, hit my mic, paying for a monthly subscription to a game like that. But after thinking about it, I kind of understand it, and it actually isn't a bad idea, but I much prefer the standalone. Buy it once, it's yours, you can play it whenever you want, don't have to deal with it. Now, before anybody starts, I'm not a hunter. That's part of the reason why I had so much issue on there. I just enjoy that type of game, much like Arma or Call of Duty or Battlefield. I just enjoy the style of the game. Let's see. Now, as I continue building this, I'm starting to build the walls up and things like that. Now, this did actually have, and I actually cut it out, there was another section of this. I spent all this entire episode working on this, so I'm sorry. And if you don't want to see, like, solo one project builds like this again, make sure to comment down below. I probably am not going to do it again, to be honest, just because it's I'm looking at the same section throughout the whole video, and what I may do if I do this again is actually just cut it down to like a 10-minute video or something like that, just because the sheer amount of work that's gone into this. This is 2 recording sessions to build this area, and it was mostly because of having to go back in there and figure out what was going on with lighting and things like that. There's a lot of lighting work that you'll see that is different from the actual video at the end of it when you actually ride the roller coaster. So anyway, I decided to I was going to build a Kraken, smacking at the track and things like that, and then it really wasn't coming out the way I wanted it. It didn't feel right. And then I remembered, hey, we've got blueprints. And so I looked through the blueprints and I found the one that we have that comes with the ship. There's a lot more going on. It looks better, and I actually deleted the entire coaster there. Thank you, Planet Coaster, for having a Control-Z feature. So I build up the thing, and I realize, oh, it's too high. I do sink it back down later in there. And in this whole section, things like that, it's supposed to be like scenes. You're supposed to be like going through this mystical area and things like that. So I kind of do a little bit of terrain work. I add in a lot of fog using the falling dry ice. Change the color around a little bit. And it works a lot better with the... you'll see at the end of the video what I was kind of going for. Let's see. Other news. If you're interested in KSP, Kerbal Space Program, they are going to be having doing a live stream, like a Christmas or holiday live stream, where they're going to be doing some giveaways, and it's a bunch of Twitch streamers that are going to be doing a shared save file. So I'm not sure if that means like they're gonna save it and send it off to the next person in the list, or how they're gonna do it. But I assume that's how they're gonna do it. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just look up KSP's website, and it should be on the front page there. So interesting there. That's gonna be a lot of fun to watch and maybe even play. I may play some KSP. I like KSP. Obviously modded though. I can't, I gotta have my mods. Now, Space Engineers, if you're interested in Space Engineers, they've recently got an update, which they've completely revamped all of the textures, or at least 90% of the textures in Space Engineers. So everything looks absolutely amazing. And they've completely remapped the multiplayer. So hopefully the multiplayer is now working. Last time I fooled with the multiplayer, it was horrible. It was really horrible. People would crash and they just could not connect to it. It was more of a job trying to get connected to it and stay connected to it than it was just getting on there and having some fun. So now you can kind of see I'm going into the lighting here. I throw in some lights. I start changing the color. And I realize now, because I changed it, that my gamma was set really, really high. So I dropped my gamma down so you could get that more, a darker feeling and that nighttime effect. And the video is probably going to get very, very dark. And if it does, I'm sorry. I will try to... I shouldn't be doing any more of these enclosed ones like this. Something else I did want to bring up, I may incidentally have to retire this park because I've actually lowered my settings down to medium and am only getting about 15 to 20 frames a second. And I think, honestly, what's happened is I've got too many of the flat rides in one section. I need to spread them out a little bit better. Of course, this large building probably doesn't help anything at all. I know that there used to be a build limit on how many buildings that you could, or how many sections that you could make. So hopefully I haven't exceeded that. I would think that it would warn you, say, hey, you're at the build limit. But anyway, we'll see. Alrighty guys, we're going to jump into the final cut here. This is what it looks like as it is right now. So this camera is a little fast. I want to slow it down. I'm going to look and see if I can't do something about that. I've looked through the settings, but it just doesn't slow down in any of the settings, so I'm going to have to look into that one. The lighting, just the atmosphere of the lighting and things like that, once I actually turned the gamma down, made this like perfect. It was supposed to feel dark. It's supposed to be very, very dark. So, hope y'all enjoy this kind of build, design type thing. Probably going to sink those guys into the floor a little bit too. Maybe add a light, a little low glow light in front of them to light them up a bit. And yeah. Anyway, I've been MichaelJMAD. Enjoy the rest of this video, and we will catch y'all next time. If you have any comments or suggestions, throw them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next video. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, throw them in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, subscribe. I've been MichaelJMAD, and I'll catch you next time.